So you're thinking about building a coop for your backyard chickens that you're thinking about getting, and you're trying to figure out coop designs, and you're seeing all kinds of designs. That's where I was about 2 years ago. So I'm going to talk about my backyard chicken coop and how we use it with chickens and how I keep it low maintenance, and also how I used to use this as a movable coop. We'll start first with my nesting boxes. I opted for a fixed roof on the nesting box instead of a lift-off one. That was a really good choice in my opinion. I don't have any leaks because this is fixed, and I was able to flash it. And instead, the door is on the side here, nice and low for kids. You know, if you have kids that are trying to check nesting boxes, you just pull it out and check for eggs and push it back in. In fact, all of the nesting boxes remove right through here. By the way, if you're wondering about nesting box sizes, I think this ended up being just 12 by 12, ends up being perfect. All right, and each of those pulls out. Like I just filled it up with shavings. You can do that once every week or 2 weeks. Keeps pretty clean. And the whole thing is removable to get some of that chicken poop that often goes behind it. In general, on a chicken coop, everything you can do to make it removable so you can pull it out, dump the shavings and the chicken poop, it's going to keep the coop a lot cleaner. All right, so and then it just closes up with latches to keep the predators out, the raccoons, the dogs, the cats, that kind of stuff. Carabiners are a good choice. I've never seen a critter be able to get them off, and they're easy enough that 3 or 4 year olds can. Underneath the chicken coop, I opted for the bottom to be made out of, I don't know what that was. It's not chicken wire, it's a thinner. I would use a smaller gauge of wire on there, keeps all the animals out, and then I actually have a kind of a runner board that goes along to prevent animals from digging under and getting into the chickens. So this holds 6 hens. That's the most that we've had in there, and there's plenty of space in there. This is on the big door side for removing poop. I need to probably build another one of those, but I built, so you can see this design here. I built it with 2 runners here. Okay, that this thing sets on and pushes on, and I didn't build it all the way back because they roost up here, so that's where most of the poop falls. And originally this was built as a mobile coop, so it was just going to go to the ground, fertilize, and get moved. But as a stationary coop, I put this down to collect it so that it's not getting all over, and I can remove it and put it in my garden that way. Having that there also blocks it so you don't get poop in the food holder. And this is the water container. Those little chicken cups, I don't know what they call it, automatically fill up with more water as the chickens drink it. So that way you can put it in if you want to leave town for a couple days, something like that, and make sure that they have water and that it's relatively clean. I mean, I just cleaned it out, but you still have to clean those cups out probably once a week or so. And then the front door, of course, just closes up, lets down. These handles here are because this was originally a mobile coop, and you put wheels. I would lift it up, my kids would slide wheels, like that wheel right there, onto it, and then I could go to the other side and roll it like a wheelbarrow all over the yard. That worked pretty well until I built a chicken coop yard that they mostly stay in. Or during the winter when I don't have the garden up, I let the chickens roam throughout my garden, leftovers, and yard. This is the door that the chickens come in and go out of, and it's wide enough to fit a hen, but small enough that it reduces any large creatures coming up. And then at night, just go ahead and close it, clip it right there. Then in the morning, I let it open. That door surprisingly has lasted in its state for 2 years. I was not anticipating that it would last that long with a downfold door, but it has worked and it's convenient. Over here, this I mostly built at my kid's request. We have a particular hen named Ruby, and he wanted to build her a house. But I've used it as a brooder when we were doing that to pull a chicken separate or for a sick chick. And then right now, we just mostly use it to hold sawdust. Goes in there, the different types of feed. It's convenient to be able to pull it out. So that's the system. Not a bad looking coop. Tried to do some cuteness factor for my wife, match the peak on our house. In fact, actually, this was the test color. Thought our house was almost that color. My wife asked me to paint the chicken coop that color, and we decided Smurf blue was not a good look. But if you want details on how I built it, you can comment in the comments and I'll put one together on the build process. But mostly this is just to give you ideas for your chicken coop design, somewhere to put a couple hens, backyard type of stuff.